Hello everyone, bringing you a video today looking at the British Army ammo boot in direct comparison to the British Army DMS boot. Now I thought it would be worth doing this video, making this video as part of the Reenacting Tips series, because for a long time DMS boots were very readily available, but becoming a little bit harder to find now. But they were very readily available and many people used them as a stand-in for the ammo boot for Second World War reenacting. I think that's a little bit less common now than it was, but I thought it would nevertheless be useful to make a video for perhaps for those entering the hobby to see a direct visual comparison between the two, because there are quite a lot of visual differences between them. Much as they are similar, there are enough visual differences between them to make the DMS really not a good stand-in for the ammo boot, quite apart from it having a rubber sole. So we'll have a look at them in detail now. I'll put them out on the blanket on the floor and do some direct comparisons between the two, and you'll be able to see the differences and make your own decision based on that. Okay, here we have a side-by-side comparison of the DMS and the ammo boot, and you can see the ammo boot in the foreground here, DMS in the background. We'll have a quick look at the soles now. Not that that's the focus of the video, because I'm rather assuming that if you're considering buying DMS boots as a stand-in for ammo boots, you've kind of made peace with the fact that you're going to have an incorrect directly molded rubber sole. But nevertheless, we'll compare them. So here we have the soles of the two boots side by side. Obviously the ammunition boot has a leather sole with hobnails, toe plate and heel plate, and the DMS has this directly molded, quite distinctive tread rubber sole, which obviously completely inaccurate. But a compromise some have been willing to make. Coming back to look at the uppers here, you can see a major difference between the two is the seams, and what we have here obviously is the back seam on the DMS comes forward to meet this front seam here, whereas on the ammunition boot it comes down to meet the sole of the boot in front of the heel here, or just where the heel is attached, which is quite a distinct visual difference. But there's another major problem as well, which is that the toe cap on the DMS is made of smooth leather, as you can see, whereas the toe cap on the ammunition boot is made of pebble grain leather, as you can see in the light there. And the same is true of the heels as well. We can see the ammunition boot there, pebble grain leather, smooth leather on the DMS, and this obviously on the DMS aids in polishing. But it's another thing that differentiates between the two and really makes the DMS stand out from the ammunition boot. So that's another set of differences between the pair of them. And as if by magic, we now have an SV boot to look at in comparison as well. Now, some people argue that the rubber-soled DMS is a good stand-in for the rubber-soled SV boot. It's essentially an ammunition boot with a rubber sole attached. Now, this should already ring alarm bells, because obviously the uppers share the same problem as we've seen previously, with the seams being different and so forth. But also, the sole is not directly molded to the uppers as it is with the DMS boot on the SV. As you can see, it actually has a leather sole, and the itch-eyed commando sole is screwed in place, as you can see there. So you have this leather sole, and then the rubber sole is screwed onto it. The uppers are identical, so you have pebble grain heel and toe. So these, as I say, again, share all the problems you'd have with the comparison with the ammunition boot. So that was just a quick look at the British Army ammo boot and DMS boot, and of course looking at the SV boot there as well. Not particularly in-depth look at the designs and so forth. I just wanted to show you the differences in the design that are very visually apparent, and perhaps dissuade you from using DMS boots as a stand-in. And I hope that the logic behind that has been clearly shown in the video, but of course it's up to you to make your own decision. So that's everything I wanted to cover in the video, not particularly long, just a quick look at the two different designs, and as I say, the opportunity to make a very clear distinction between them. If you like this sort of content, and if you'd like to see more, then please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you're newly subscribing or already subscribed, then do make sure you've hit the notification button. The little bell down there notifies you when I upload future videos, of course. I also have a Facebook and an Instagram page, and the Facebook page in particular is a very good place to get in touch with me. The instant messenger on there is pretty good. The one on YouTube is terrible, unfortunately. So check those out. Links in the description as ever. That's everything I wanted to cover in the video, I think. So until next time, bye for now.